Howdy folks, you're watching Deuce, and today I thought it'd be really fun to do a reaction and a review of the opening scene to the movie Lord of War, the Nick Cage movie that came out quite some time ago, but is a great movie. I highly recommend it if you've not seen it. I'm going to probably rewatch it after doing this review here because I was just setting it up and realized, man, that's a good movie and I've not seen it for a while. If you're not familiar with my channel, I'm a lifetime gun nut and have been an avid reloader where I reload my own ammunition for the last 20 years or so. So you can see behind me, I got a ton of supplies there for my reloading supplies, and I have other supplies in the other room in a bunker. Also, I own a bunker. All right, let me go ahead and put my cans on. I want to get started. All those steel cases just sitting there rotting away, getting rusty. That's sad. I wish they used brass because that would be reloadable if they used the right primer. Of course, they don't. They use that Bradine primer versus the Boxer primers. So harder to reload, but can be done if it's brass. Steel, not so much. There's old crazy Nick Cage. Man, it's actually a really good actor. Coming up, there'll be a song playing, which I cannot show you, so I'll probably pipe in some other music or whatnot, or just talk over it. I'm not sure what I'll do. All right, here we go. Old, strong Soviet factory. Soviet Russia. There you go. Okay, we got the song. We have just sparks. Every scene of a factory's got to have sparks. Probably shouldn't have sparks around a lot of munitions. Right there. That shows a ton of processes combined into one step. That's not the way that works. Now, it does go in through when you're making a case, when you're making a brass or steel cartridge or case. Let's see here. There we go. When you're making a cartridge, it will start out as a piece of flat metal being fed into a machine. That's correct. And a die presses out or punches out a circle that emulates the size of this. But after that, there are several stages where they slowly press the flat piece of metal into the finished case. There's 5, 6, 7 steps or whatever. This combines it all into one big clamshell style press. That's not what happens. That's combined that just for the movie, but really there's 5, 6, 7 steps to form a flat disc of metal into the cartridge ready to be reloaded. Now right there, they combined about 5 or 6 steps into 2 steps, which again, that's done for the movies. I get it. But you would have the dies go down and it would set up the mouth for reloading. It would put the powder in, put the primer in, put the bullet in, and then squeeze the whole thing together to hold all of its contents and be rugged for transport and use. Now that part where they're marching down single file line, that wouldn't happen in a factory. That last die would punch them through and then it would fall into a conveyor belt to be looked at by the quality control team and then fall into a bucket somewhere. That would be exactly what it looked like for the most part. And now this is not the way it is. Okay, right there it is showing the stereotypical Soviet crate of ammo, which I have several of them here. They do not come loose like that, or at least I've never seen them like that was loose. What I have seen, let me show you real quick. Normally the Soviets would screw the tops down. They wouldn't be nailed down, they'd be screwed down, as evidence right there. Later on, they put hinges here, just metal hinges, well not hinges, just scraps of metal that you would bend, and you could open up the hatch like that. But for the movie, they were using just a lid and screw or nail version. Inside, there would not be loose ammo. It would be a metal tin. Actually, 2 metal tins per crate is pretty normal here. And inside these metal tins, you would have separate packages of ammunition. This is usually like 15 or 20 rounds, whichever one's set up for. And inside is a watertight metal tin. Now, sometimes it was these galvanized metal tins like this. Sometimes it was metal tins like this instead. And these you use almost like a spam can. They're called spam cans of ammo for a reason, if I can find it. Here's a spam can that I opened earlier, quite a while ago. Now, to open these, usually with a crate of ammo, you get a spam can key. It's basically just a big old can opener that you go around the whole exterior and you open her up. I decided to use this as storage as well, so only opened up enough to get to the ammo inside. And now if you open up these right here, you have still packages just like normal, but these are not the old school paper packages. These are cardboard packages that are stapled. If I can get the glare off there, you can see they're stapled versus tied up. Got a few loose here, and the heck are you doing in here? What was it, a 40 caliber, 45 lead cast bullet? That doesn't have anything to do with Soviet ammo at all. Some of the factories only use one large metal tin inside the wooden crate, so there's still a sealed metal container inside the wooden crate to protect the ammo from water intrusion, because water plus ammo equals a dud cartridge. You don't want that, especially in a time of war that the Soviets were usually always preparing for. So at the end of the conveyor belt, there would be either a machine that stacked up a bunch of ammo and put them in a cardboard box like this, or a couple dozen babushkas sitting there gathering around 15 or 20 rounds of ammo and then tying it into a package here, probably cutting this string with their teeth. We can see the Soviet soldier there making sure at the port that the product being shipped is the actual product and not been substituted with, I don't know, cow manure or bricks or whatever. So there you go. Then you get a final check again for some reason. And the whole box gets knocked over because they're not secured into tins that you should be secured in. Almost goes over, saved to the last second. Now what's cool is if you look at this coming up forward here, you're going to see the head stamps. And see right there, you got head stamps all over the place there, which is awesome. And now this is a USA made brass case, so it's got all the USA info on it. But if I go to one of my pointers here, you can see a Soviet head stamp, and you see 10 at the very top. 10 is the factory, and underneath that has the date. This particular cartridge was minted in 1954. I believe that's factory 16. I don't know what factory 16 is. I'm not sure. I don't think that's a thing. I think that's kind of made up. So you can't really. Now that looks like brass. That looks like brass cases there while they're going to the jungle, but that should be steel. The Soviets pretty much made primarily steel cases from the late 50s on, which is fine. Steel cases work fine. It worked well for them throughout ages, but yeah, that's definitely brass. So at one point they changed from steel to brass in this intro. That's all right. Not a big deal. All right, well, that's it for me today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like and go subscribe. A lot more is on the way. If you have any comments, questions, or a show idea, leave that in the comment box of the video. I tried to get to as many of those as possible. If you want to stay on DEUCE and Guns channel, go and click on one of these two videos right over here, and that will keep you watching away on the channel. As always, you guys have a great day. See ya.